You are listening to Food for Worms, the original true grime podcast.
Food for worms.
Chain, chain,
Chain, chain, chain. Chain of food.
Chain of food.
Chain, chain, chain.
Chain of food. Chain of food.
Dude, Aretha's so fucking good.
That's Aretha? That is Aretha.
That's Aretha. Fuck yeah, man.
No, I know. Sorry, there are a few. I know there's a different version of the song from a different artist. It wasn't until I got really older that I realized that so many artists would cover other artists' songs like they do now. But but there are a whole fucking slew of songs that are just like, this was done at least 3 times and only one time it was like a fucking mega hit.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, word. Cool. Tight.
Well,
Yeah.
it's weird with older music of that era because they're like everybody was covering everybody's songs. Like there's bands that would put out full albums of songs that were by other bands. Like so many different people put out covers of fucking, the Beatles and the Kinks and
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah,
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, we were talking about with Bob Dylan. It was Bob Dylan's song that was it? What song was it? Was it All on the Watchtower?
Yeah, all along
All on the watch. Holy shit! Hold on with the Watchtower. Oh my god! No, that's a bad thing you said, buddy.
Yeah, All Along the Watchtower
Yeah.
was by the BD, the Bob Dylan's. But no, no music. I've been since I was going through my record collection, or I'm always kind of like going through it. I've just learned that a larger majority of everything that I have is of stuff from an earlier era, like 50s, 60s, 70s. That's like my jam. And it is weird to think of like where we are at now and how the industry was back in the day, and just how people went about like writing and producing songs, and just how like it was kind of like the Wild West in like some songs were just like free grabs for like 10 different artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then on top of that, it was incredibly fucking predatory. Just like,
oh yeah, yeah,
motherfuckers like, yeah. Like, I'm just some guy. I got a little bit of money. I have a recording studio. You can come through. You can record your song in my space, and
Thanks, Barry Gordy.
Yeah, cool. Like, hey.
What?
I'll take 90%. You take 10. No, hey, I'm gonna look you in the eye when I tell you that.
You're gonna lick my eye?
I'm gonna look you in the eye when I tell you that.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna lick your eye. I bet it's salty. Gross.
So yeah, some music exec. That's how they make a deal. Threaten to lick the eye.
I guarantee you, there's somebody in the world that'd be like, I'd rather take the 10% than be licked in the eye. That sounds like.
I would take a lick in the eye if I could save my 10%.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
God damn it. No, thank you, please. He's Locus looks at you like, hey, just open your eyeball. Open your eye.
I've done weirder shit.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
I'm really excited for this fucking for this new continuation of the Ghostbusters films. Have you seen the trailer for Ghostbusters Afterlife?
I saw it when the trailer first came out. What, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. That like small little tidbit one. You
Yeah.
see like a clip of it's like a couple of kids, and then you see Dan Aykroyd at some point, right?
There is a moment where they have clearly the sound of the incomparable Bill Murray, who's picking up what looks like the phone at the original fucking firehouse in New York City.
Right.
Yeah, no, that trailer came out a while ago. They had a new trailer come out. I'm just gonna say this right now. I hope that we all like have the fucking just the great skin, the great skin and the vitality of Paul Rudd at all times, because he's in it. and one of the kids from Stranger Things is in it. But
Well, isn't Ernie Hudson? Ernie, like, aren't all of them back besides obviously Harold Ramis?
I haven't seen any of the, besides like Bill Murray picking up the phone in the trailer. I haven't seen any signs of anyone else. If they end up popping up in the fucking movie, then hell yeah. But this
Well,
is
I mean,
like,
Dan Aykroyd wrote the first two, so I'm assuming he would have some affiliation, and I think he gave the go ahead when they made the more recent one.
yeah, they did the reboot, which
Well,
is
right, but that's Dan Aykroyd still has like the rights to literally everything because he wrote the whole thing.
I have no idea about what rights or anything because motherfuckers be selling their rights all the time, especially if they're not trying to make a new one. But I'll say that whatever this one is, it's a continuation of the original story.
Yeah.
It's not a reboot. It's like it's full on like those characters existed. The ghost hadn't been around for over 35 years since the second movie.
Right.
Now this movie's happening. Harold Ramis has since passed away.
Yeah.
His character's not in it, but his grandchildren are and his daughter is.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
It just looks gorgeous, and I'm really looking forward to the continuation. I hope that it puts either a nice little bookend on the story, and just to see what happens and whatever the results are. Because I don't know, because if there's one story that out of all the properties over the past 40 years that we've all been subjected to, 40 on 40, the Ghostbusters, I feel like hasn't had a like a true like a real ending. Because like after the second movie ended, cool, and
they could have just kept making them
they didn't for different reasons, and that's fine. But I guess it's like out of all the stories, like I would love to see a world where there's like a utility service is literally fighting ghosts. Like, could you imagine a real world where you're just kind of like the things you have to deal with as a fucking homeowner,
right?
Imagine if you also had a fucking ghost infestation. If the one person like sorry,
they shut down my ghost chamber, and then everything just gets unleashed.
No, yeah, like at this point, just like you have a furnace. There's like a fucking shrunken head and a rat's tail in a corner, and it's the one thing, it's the one incantation, one spell that is keeping your house from being utterly fucking overrun. And all of a sudden, your kid gets to it, and all of a sudden, it's like, fuck, honey, the ghosts are coming out of the ground again. Honey, there's blood coming out of the fucking toilet. Like, she's like, are we being haunted? Yes, we're being haunted. You know who we gonna call? And now you're here,
right?
And now you're calling up fucking Ernie Hudson and Bill Murray's character, like, hey, yeah, we'll send a unit down there. But I was saying, like, in this world, it is a utility service.
Yeah.
It's just like calling a fucking exterminator or a light guy, or a contractor. He's like, yo, I need you to take care of this. And you know what? Hey, what happens is, like, would you rather have your home, or would you rather be haunted, or would you rather have your home with a few scorch marks,
right,
and a semi-nuclear fucking device going off,
right,
for short bursts? Because we can get you your home back.
Well, and that's like
save the upholstery.
Well, that's like the first one they made money on in the first one, you know, and then the guy's like, no, I won't pay it, because Bill Murray told him it was like something like $10,000 or something like that
to make the movie.
No, in the movie to hold to catch and then harness this and then for storage or whatever. And he said, like, for a deal, it's 50% off, so you get it's $5,000. And the guy's like, I won't pay it. And he's like, okay. Dan Aykroyd's like, I'll bring it back in there then.
I'm saying like if that's truly how like Ghostbusters started, where it's like, no, this started out as kind of like a real racket, where it's like, listen, either you give us money or we'll release this fucking poltergeist.
We'll put it right back in there. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'm going home. I have plans tonight. Do you think I give a fuck about you and your little fucking your rich person party?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Rise the proletariat for fucking ever. Fuck the rich. Eat the rich. And just left the fucking ghost out.
We could have broke all your tables.
We could have broke all the tables. Instead, we just destroyed your night, and it's fine. But I would love to see a world where like ghosts were still like ghosts are a thing. And we have to deal with them like we would have fucked. Like, and I'm not trying to like say like spirits are rats, but if we have to catch, like, listen.
I mean, that would make sense, because there's millions of rats just in.
There are more people dead than there are people that are alive. so sometimes they're gonna the veil between living and the dead is just gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna do a little haunting on you. Are you doing anything later? Because I'm gonna be in your corner staring at you while you're in the mirror. Good time.
Well, and I think you know, you made a good point. Like it never got a bookend to the story, or it never got like an official finish. Like they could have just kept going with these, but Bill Murray and Harold Ramis, they did Groundhog Day after the second one, after Ghostbusters 2, they made that. I think Harold Ramis wrote it and obviously directed it, but then they weren't cool and on good terms after that and to the day Harold Ramis died. Like they never spoke again.
Shit.
And I mean, they might have like chatted like right at the end, but like they had a like 20+ year beef or whatever. So I think that's probably like a large reason that they didn't go on with, you know, with creating anything or working together.
Yeah.
I love that they had the bust of Harold Ramis in the hallway outside of the gal's lab in the last one that came out, and then Bill Murray just jumped out of a window. Like those can't.
He jumped out of a window.
The new one, the one with like Kristen Wiig
I'm aware. I didn't know that he jumped out of a window.
He died. He plays a different character in that movie, and I think I remember him like hurling himself out of a window and like dying. Like his character died in that movie, and then Harold Ramis was a bust outside of their lab, and then Dan Aykroyd was like heavy Brooklyn accent taxi driver,
as one does.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, that's dope. Yeah, I think
I'm excited to see it because I'm like I've said before, I'm always weird about them bringing stuff back, especially like something so big from my childhood, you know, like Ghostbusters. But I think they did great with the readaptation of it, with the ladies. I don't know how many years ago, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, 3-4 years
but I thought that was really great. But if it's like the original dudes, I'm assuming Dan Aykroyd has a part in writing it, and
you can't assume that. Listen, we have the internet right now, so let's look it up.
Well, I think the original one was originally written for him and John Belushi. That was prior. Like John Belushi was originally supposed to be Bill Murray because they did the Blues Brothers, and then after that, I think they both did a movie like shortly after that. John Belushi was in the movie 1941, which is like a war comedy kind of slapsticky thing, and then Dan Aykroyd, I don't remember what other movie he would have done, but I think he was writing that movie for like Peter Venkman would have been John Belushi.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this right now. Whatever the new one is gonna be fucking absolutely gorgeous. I have a question. What is your most memorable Halloween costume growing up?
My most memorable Halloween costume.
Or something memorable was like, just one that sticks out. Just like, you know, it doesn't matter. It's the same question, just worded differently.
Like there was like one year that we went to the costume shop that was in downtown St. Cloud forever. Like they just closed, and the dude, rest in peace, the guy that that owned that spot, he did all the costumes for like plays in St. Cloud, but I think he passed away a couple years ago. But I got an old school costume of a California raisin when I was like 13 years old, and we went to like a family Halloween party, like with family friends or whatever, and I was in this, it was just a big fucking raisin, and then I had the 3-finger gloves, and with the costume came a pair of size 17 yellow Chuck Taylors that I just stuffed the front of them with paper. So I was just this California raisin with huge Chuck Taylors and 3-fingered hands. So that was probably the most memorable rad costume.
That sounds absolutely terrifying, my friend. Hell yeah.
It was really fun because that was like the one time I wore like the full body suit besides my gorilla suit that I didn't just wear that on Halloween. I'd go to
popped up in weird places.
Yeah, I'd go to the mall and chase people around. Go to some punk rock shows.
He's like, listen, I'm just trying to go to fucking Hot Topic. I came here for a fucking Tool T-shirt. Why are you following me around, guy?
Well, I remember. Do you remember the spinny bar in the center of the garage at Cheap Thrills when they were doing the shows?
Yeah, in the garage? I've been kicked in the face by more than one motherfucker I don't like anymore on the fucking thing. Yeah, I remember.
More than one motherfucker I don't like like anymore. But I would go. I just remember being in the gorilla suit on more than one occasion, and it wasn't always Halloween.
Wait a minute, I
but
think
then swinging back and forth in front of the
that
stage.
was you.
As a gorilla, yeah.
Oh, you motherfucker! You definitely kicked me in the face at one point.
I'm sorry, D.
Piece of shit.
I wasn't really looking for people, and I'm sorry.
Well, clearly you weren't because your foot connected to my face.
The thing is hard to see out of. So
Yes.
I'm sorry. I think ironically the band that was playing was called Bill Cosby Murder Project.
Great.
Yeah. So they were they were probably like the most hardcore like of a punk band back in the day, like doing like 30-second scream grindcore songs in central Minnesota. But I think they were from like Alexandria or some shit.
I'm telling you, man.
They would play in their underwear.
When I was when I was finally like leaning into like trying to understand just like trying to enjoy punk. I was like aware of punk music, but like it wasn't until like I started cutting my teeth at Cheap Thrills where I realized it was like punk is a bunch of different things. Sometimes punk is just like you said, a 30-second fucking thrash song.
Yeah.
And then it's done. I'm thinking like, all right, cool. It's gonna be beginning, middle, end. Maybe something is it's like, yeah, this song's called Dead on Arrival. Thank you. And I was like, first time I heard that, I was like, what the fuck just happened? Sorry, I woke you up again, Knox. Knox is looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Sorry, buddy. Yeah. Getting back to our actual topic about Halloween costumes.
What was your most memorable costume?
My most memorable one was the year was 1996. Or 7. It was 96 or 7, but this is one of the years when the fucking White Ranger came out on Power Rangers.
Okay.
And my mom and my aunt Margaret, they were really into my aunt Margaret more so, but my mom, they had the idea that they wanted us to do. They were like, y'all could be Power Rangers one year for Halloween. So my aunt really into sewing. My mom paid for our materials, and then my mom helped, but my aunt Margaret, she fucking sewed us Power Rangers costumes. Now,
that's rad.
Now these weren't like the full like little suits, but it was like it was like a full on suit, but it was like layered, where it was like a full on like a not felt, but like a different material that was really insulating.
Yeah.
That we could throw over like a hoodie. So I had like a full white suit with all the fucking gold.
So you were hot as fuck.
It was listen. This was Minneapolis in the 90s. It was cold as shit, and it was whatever year that was. It was really cold, so we were great.
Fleece.
It was fleece. Yeah,
fleece.
it was fleece.
Fleece.
It was fleece. But my aunt, she made like a full on like a fucking the gold chest armor.
Oh wow!
With the full thing, with the fucking head thing.
The thing that looks like almost like the wings or whatever on the specifically like the white or the green suit. Don't they eventually get like the wings coming out of the chest?
It's like the wings. It's like a chest armor. So think like you get Power Ranger, but you get a fucking football pad shoulders.
Yep.
And the Green Ranger and the White Ranger had that. My cousin Trey, he was the Green Ranger, and my sister Abby, she was the Yellow Ranger. And we just fucking went out. We fucking went trick or treating. Went to some fucking Halloween party thing where we got more candy after the fact that we made a haul. My mom brought us like
which one were you?
I was the White Ranger.
And sorry if I'm wrong, but was the Green and the White Ranger the same guy?
Yes, that was Tommy Oliver.
Okay. Because I think I fell off shortly after the Green was introduced, because it was Green, then the White, then he switched to White, right, or something like that.
It was okay. Well, in the story, as I'll regale you right now, is Tommy Oliver was brought in as the Green Ranger. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, this be complete. Yeah, sorry, y'all. If y'all were thinking we're gonna talk more about Halloween, we'll get back to it. But I'm gonna give a little dissertation on Tommy Oliver. So Tommy Oliver comes in as a new guy in the Power Rangers. You got the main cast; they're doing their own fucking thing. He comes in, he's like, "Yeah, I'm the new guy. I know martial arts," and he gets into it. Right after that shit, Rita Repulsa is like, "Hey, that guy. I got the fucking green power coin. I'm gonna fucking fill it with dark energy. I'm gonna give it to this little asshole." I'm telling you now, Sam, for 2 episodes, Tommy Oliver was giving hands to every Power Ranger. He was beating their asses up and fucking down. And you know how and sorry, I'm getting really loud into it because like years later, it is hilarious. He hopped in their Zord, their robot, and he beat all of their asses. Like there's a video of this guy who breaks it down. And maybe I'll try and send this in a link, but there's a video where this guy's breaking down the fight where he's like, this dude, this is the most disrespectful thing in the world. He hopped inside of their it's like a motherfucker hopping in your car and beating you and all your friends' asses and then kicking you out of the car. He's just
slamming your head on your steering wheel.
No, listen, watch the video. The Green Ranger hops in their Megazord and beats all of their asses and kicks them out of the fucking robot. Imagine that in real life. And you guys fucking, at any point in your life, you're in your car. Some motherfucker hops in and you and all your homies in the car. Motherfucker hops in through the trunk, basically. Comes out the backseat and beats your ass, your friend's ass, the passenger in the backseat.
And then just peels out.
No. And then kicks you out and then beats your ass again on the fucking street. That's exactly what the fuck happened. So it's one of those things where I was just like, sorry.
What was his name? Tommy
Oliver. Tommy Wiseau. No. Back into it. So it's the 90s. We're fucking doing the thing, and it was a beautiful time. I was so very grateful for it. There was a little bit. I tried to keep. Speaking of one of our last episodes, talking about holding on to things, I held on to pieces of that fucking costume for years because I was like,
"Oh hell yeah!"
It was
made for you.
Yeah, but then eventually I was like, I can't fit it anymore. So, good times.
I mean, man. you gotta think like. You didn't like throw it in the trash, did you?
It was slowly and then all at once. Just like all things.
Yeah. But I mean, somebody could have used it. They could have been your Ranger.
Again, bro, I am 9 years old, younger than that. I'm not thinking about this shit. It just wasn't.
I love that you guys were all repping the Rangers though. Yeah. Like you guys went as a crew, and so Abby was the yellow one.
Yep.
And then who else went with you?
My cousin Trey.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a little motherfucker. He was the green. His hyperactive ass. He chilled out a lot. Hi Trey, I love you, buddy. Yeah, Halloween's always been good. We always went out to the rich neighborhoods. We got all the candy.
Well, there was a time in high school I remember us, or I don't want to say us because I didn't like put it together, but like somebody. I don't remember who put it on, but it was like a group of like 20 of us, and somebody had made Tetris pieces, and we made a wall out of Tetris pieces on the side of like Division, the busiest street but like we walked through, I think, the Burger King drive-through, and we all got food as Tetris pieces, and then we made a wall. And then got out of our pieces. We made a wall outside of like, I don't know, McDonald's, Burger King, or wherever we went. But we put them all together, like how they would fit together. And then we all just like went and ate our food. I think I remember that, but that was goofy ass shit. That was another good costume. Cause I remember it was somebody just threw out on MySpace, hey, we have these pieces and we don't have enough people. Like they made like 20 of these things out of cardboard boxes, painted them the colors, the big tall ones, the L's, the boxes, everything. It was so legit that like these people took the time to do this and didn't even have the crew yet. Yeah. And then I just showed up and I was like, I'll be a big tall thing.
Like I will do this thing.
Yeah. So that was another cool one. Yeah, I've always been it's a bummer because I've always been the one that like waited to the last minute. Like I've always been jealous of the people that plan their Halloween costume out like the whole like for the year prior and stuff like that. I've never been able to stick to it and do it
because sometimes it's a full on commitment.
Yep.
And I guess it just comes down to like there are creative endeavors in all parts of it. I feel like that is being into cosplay and being really into building out a costume. That's one of their multiple creative things, but that's could be somebody's one creative thing. They could be the most milquetoast motherfucker about a bunch of other things about their life, but you know what?
They're an artist at making a costume.
Yeah, no. It's like they express their artistic shit through their costume, and they do it once a year. When they do it, you're almost like, this is movie quality. You obviously put a lot of fucking money into this.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
And hey, more fucking power to them because I've seen, because working at First Avenue, man, I'm telling you now, it wasn't until the last couple of years where I was actually able to go out and be an adult and enjoy Halloween. Because the last 7-8 years, I was at that fucking club.
Working a show
I
or
was
something?
No, I'm not working a show. I'm working the Halloween party. Not like the Halloween party in fucking Minneapolis. And there are a bunch of other ones, but like that's the one where it was like motherfuckers showed up with like movie grade fucking shit for the fucking for the costume party. And me, like I want to have fun. I want to dress up, but I also need to be able to move around. So I fucking would totally like.
And you can't bring it to that level and have some of that shit on.
No,
have it get fucked up while you're working.
Yeah, because it's not so much about getting fucked up. It's like not having it hinder you. Because like at this point,
right?
They're like you can do whatever you want as long as you are able to move around and you have something on your body that says staff, so people can identify you. And that's basically it. But like,
I would have just gone as a big piece of wood as like a staff. Hey, it's better than going as a staph infection. Like that would have been even worse.
Wow.
But I mean,
wow.
What, you don't think anybody like went with those costumes as a staff person there? I think that would be funny.
A staph infection?
Well, no, not I started with like a staff, like a piece of wood, like staff, like bow staff, like Donatello's stick. Excuse me, I burped. Excuse me again. It's gross.
There's gonna be a whole thing.
What?
This fucking thing. Sorry, we'll be right back, everybody. Food Performance Podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Sam, you've been to therapy, right?
Yeah, it always helps my brain and my heart to get the weird, sad, scary stuff off my chest.
Yeah, man, the case of the sads comes at you fast, but yeah, without a healthy mind, being truly happy and at peace in this day and age is just hard. It truly is.
Well, and I mean, who wants to go to an office where you have to be by like a real life human?
Absolutely not. No, not in this meat body, sir. No, I'm not doing that.
Well, and then like the recycled air, just that you both have to breathe in each other's faces
to validate your parking and talk to Janice outside. No, thank you. To avoid that nightmare fuel, BetterHelp is a customized online therapy that offers video, phone, or live chat sessions with a licensed therapist. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy and can start communicating with a therapist in under 48 hours. That's nice, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Food for Worms listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/foodforworms.
Goddamn right.
That's betterhelp.com/foodforworms.
Look, man's cleared the Zord in one jump. He really wanted to beat the ass. Look how he break in. On site. This is the definition of on site. I don't know if y'all have ever heard that phrase. If you're black, you know what I'm talking about. But on site, this is what that means. Nigga, as soon as I see you on the street, and guess who catches the hand first? Everybody look crazy. The Yellow Ranger, she ain't know what she was walking herself into. Look at this shit. Hands. You get hands for Christmas. Fucked up the whole squad, son. Put them out their own car. He puts them out their own whip so he can beat their ass in the daylight. He said, I need space to beat y'all ass. Look at this shit. Michael Jackson. Feet. Hands. Look at this bitch slap. Bitch. Yeah, come on, dog. This nigga hit her with the pimp slap. He wound up for that shit. Bitch. Come on, son. Feet. What kind of
Dude, it was so good. Like, I'm sorry. Like, sorry to bring that back. Like, it was. I'll show you the video, but it's like, and it wasn't until I got older I realized, like, no, like that was disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah.
Just he clears from the ground up to fucking 10 stories high, clears the fucking Zord, hops in the Zord, beats your ass inside of it, and then throws you up to. Sorry, I'm still on the fucking Power Rangers thing, y'all. It was.
No, I get it, great. Man. It was
and we're back. Sorry.
Yeah, coming in the midst of all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, what other like we talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we talked about Power Rangers. What other like epic, like were you ever into like Captain Planet or like Fraggle Rock? Like what were the things that you were?
I miss Fraggle Rock.
I think it was so good.
I know. Like here's the thing. We watched because just growing up, we had some of the same movies for a long time, and you know, as a kid, it's like most kids are really easy to fucking entertain, and most
Right.
times kids they'll watch the same fucking things 40 fucking times. And we had the same movies for a long time. Like I remember, like we had Pinocchio and Beauty and the Beast. We had one episode of the Muppet Show.
Nice.
And
The original
Muppet Show,
yeah.
and a couple of other movies and shit. Like we had like one Die Hard movie that we're like, we don't want to watch that. No. But for a long time, those were all the movies we had, and when we was kids, watched them fucking over and over and over again. And it wasn't. What were we talking about again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't even fucking know.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. No, what was the question? You asked the whole ass question. Worst part is I'm sober, so this is the worst part for me. I'm feeling really lost right now. You're not sober, but I'm fucked up over here. Okay. Jesus Christ, everybody. We watched a lot of
I was watching Disney's Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, yeah, shit like that. And most of the movies that we watched, we had to watch them. Now we're back on track.
And We're Back. Do you remember We're Back? The dinosaur,
the dinosaur movie.
Dinosaurs that come back. I loved that
That's a
movie
good movie.
so fucking much.
Yeah.
Don Rickles as the clown, and John Goodman as Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Rex, I'm Rex. But no, that was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
That I could just like watch over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, mine was Hook when I got
Oh
off to watch the movie.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, it was between Hook and here's the thing, though, I wouldn't like subject my sisters to it. Like for me as a kid, I was able to when I was growing up, like I would be like, if it's just me, I'll watch the fuck out of some Hook.
Oh yeah,
but I'm not gonna make my sisters watch anything over and over again. Like I like some kind of variety, whatever.
Did they like that movie though?
They liked it, but then they did that. But you know, here's the thing: growing up and just in the world, not everybody's built like you. So me, like I as a kid, for all my other little shitty qualities I had, one thing I didn't do, I didn't make my sisters watch the same movies over and over and over again.
Right.
They did not share that mentality, because there were a few movies that I purposely wanted to break, because it was like every time we had a babysitter, it was like, can we watch this movie? And I was like, we literally watched that before they got here.
Like, why'd you fucking
Why?
mention
Like
it?
why would you mention that?
Yeah.
Like and then like the babysitter's like, Jerry, you're just being mean. Are you being salty? I was like, I'm not being salty. We've watched this movie 6 times today. Janet.
While we're on the subject of Hook, it is one of my favorite movies of all
Same.
time. I have the fucking crocodile tattooed
Can't
on my
fly,
arm.
Can't fight.
Can't crow.
Yeah, fuck you, Rufio.
Math tutor, mother lover, prison barber.
Prison barber? Holy shit.
That's what Robin Williams.
Oh my god.
He calls him Mung Tongue, and then Robin Williams says math tutor,
Yeah.
and then Rufio says mother lover,
Yeah.
and then Robin Williams says prison barber.
Prison barber. Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be the name of this episode.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Prison barber.
Hell yeah. But I have to get a not so shout out to somebody. I'm not gonna throw your name out there, but there's somebody I know that doesn't like the movie Hook, and I just have to throw some shade because I
I'm glad I
think
don't know who that is.
I think from our generation, the majority of you probably enjoy the movie Hook or are obsessed with it and love it, like Mr. Darien and myself and Cody and
whoever you are, you just keep your fucking mouth shut. I don't want to know who you are. You don't tell me who it is. That's gonna change how I think about them.
You have a lot of other great qualities, but you don't like Hook. So you're still easing up to me.
Hey,
okay?
keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, don't rain on my shit.
Yeah,
you know?
you have a fucking. How does it taste to be? How does it feel to be such a hater? Do you hate fun?
Dude, I forget what movie he's from. Maybe no, is it Freaks and Geeks? The kid that plays Jack from Hook. Is he in Freaks and Geeks? And he's getting
no, that's not him.
What movie is it that guy's getting like drunk and partying in?
I don't recall. What I do know is that the guy who played Jack, who is Peter Panning's son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was I think that guy went on to be a lawyer. I think he only did that movie. He didn't do anything else.
No, he was the son in What About Bob. He was
Oh,
Richard
yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss's son, and Bill Murray taught him how to dive. Or no, he taught Bill Murray how to dive, and then they tied Bill Murray to the front of a boat or something.
God.
But no, I think there is a movie, and I think it's like the one other thing that guy did later on, because he definitely does look like the guy that would go on to be a lawyer. You know, like for
What the fuck does that mean?
I guess I don't even know. I'm just saying that because I
You
am
look like
not
you're really into penal codes.
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't look like I'd be a lawyer. I don't know.
Listen. I know plenty of lawyers who don't look like fucking lawyers. I
You're
know.
right.
I
You're
know
right,
a few
dude.
lawyers that walk around in fucking in joggers and a fucking Supreme hat.
I'm not trying to hate on any.
No, it's not about hating. I'm just saying, like, in 2021 at the moment, what people look like for their jobs is kind of like you've said yourself. People don't think that you are a fucking mail carrier.
You are correct.
Yeah. So hey, everybody, break down those expectations. Kick them right in the dick.
Can't Hardly Wait is the movie that the kid that plays Jack is in, and he gets like really drunk at a party, and he's technically like the nerd or something like that, and in the nerd crowd, and he and his friends are like going to this party, and then he ends up being like the life of the party just because he gets belligerently drunk, you know, like how it goes in those teen movies.
Sure.
But that's a great early character of Seth Green as well. Yo, I gots to get laid tonight.
Okay, relax. Going back to Jack Panning from Hook.
Yeah.
Can I tell you right now? And I'm feeling way about it now as an adult. 25.
I fucking
years later.
hated that kid.
Listen,
I really did.
I as a kid, I was like, man, fuck that kid. But
Yeah.
as an adult, as an adult with two eyes and a heart, I understand where the fuck he's coming from. Absent father. His father's also secretly apparently was fucking Peter Pan. That's the whole other side of it. Outside of all of that, me going back to my 7-year-old self, I just remember feeling like real fucking indignant, like being like, this, the fucking nerve of this fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Was when they're all fighting. It was when Hook is fighting at the very end, and he's been on Hook just enough. He's kind of picked up some of Hook's mannerisms or whatever. So at one point he's like wearing the hair
and the jacket.
Yeah, and he's getting ready to fucking chop off his hand and look just like him. And I was like, if anything, I'm talking shit about the son. Hook was fucked up for what he was doing. He's doing like some deep seated no, I'm not only gonna kidnap your kid, I'm gonna make him just like me on every level, on a physical level too. So outside of all of that, when they were fighting at the end, and then Hook starts fighting dirty, and then his kid says like, bad form. I was like, you have some fucking nerve.
Yeah.
You traitorous
Yeah, where are you
little
coming?
piece of shit.
Where are you coming from now?
Yeah, as a kid. But here's again.
What? Because Smee isn't there to stand there and have your back now.
Smee was a piece of shit anyway.
Smee. What about Smee? No, Smee's the fucking best. His line is
Smee's me.
What does he say? He's like, I think I just had an apostrophe, and he's like, I think you mean an epiphany, and he's like, light has just struck my brain, and then Dustin Hoffman is Hook. He's like, I bet that hurt.
They did great.
But he's like confiding in him, telling him he's gonna like kill himself because the war isn't gonna happen or whatever. And Smee's just having these ideas. I don't know.
We should do an episode just breaking down.
Hook?
Oh my god! I know we have to do. We've been talking about watching these fucking movies and then doing a commentary.
Yeah,
we should do the first commentary. Should be on Hook.
I would love that.
All right,
but we gotta have Cody come down because that is also like one of his favorite movies of all time, and I think it would be a good. I don't know.
Keep going, yeah.
But I think it would be a good time for like the three of us when you're in town next, and then Cody can come on down, and I'll get a big fucking screen. We'll make some popcorn and
watch it downstairs.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make a big screen and put it in the basement, and we can like hang out like
we're cold by the time it happens.
I'll get a fucking heater, man.
Watch it in the living room. Oh my
You're
God.
right.
There's a couch.
You're right.
Jesus, we're gonna go on one more break real quick. We'll be right back.
You're
Jesus
right.
Christ.
You're right. One
of the things I've been thinking about is like just when I was 20, I was 21. I'm sure you felt this way too. But it's like being 30 was absolutely fucking unimaginable. I had no idea who the fuck or what the fuck I'd even be doing or who I would be when I was.
Well, it seemed so much. It seemed so much older. Like 30 seemed significantly older than when you're in your early 20s.
For sure. But here's the thing though. Once you've done a decade as an adult, or a relative adult, whatever the fuck that means for most people,
right?
It's like, but then getting to the other side of it. Now I'm 32. I'm like, all right. So it's like, the 20 was like a bunch of really, really, really tough lessons.
Yep.
And now I've gotten a little bit older, and I'm here. I'm kind of like, all right, 32. I got 8 more years until I'm the big 4-0 on episode 40 of Food Forums podcast. What the fuck does that mean? Am I like, I asked myself, like, am I gonna be on my same bullshit when I'm 40?
Right. Well, and that goes into like the number one thing I've learned with being in my 30s is, like when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna know everything. No, you are still constantly learning about like the human condition and the world and life and just how to go about doing things. Like you're always adapting and growing as a human being.
No, I think just going through the 20s and getting to 30.
Yeah.
Like when I'm just being 10 years old and being like, well, can't wait till I'm fucking 18 or I turn 18. I can't wait to be fucking 21 or I turn 21. I was like, like, is this it? and then it's all been one long growing pain. And at this point, it is what it is. Cause like I'm not like feeling a way about it. And, it was just always so much like it's one of those things where it's like everything feels like it's taking so fucking long, and then one day I looked up and I was 30.
Yep.
and I think that sometimes it isn't like one. I didn't expect to have everything in my life figured out by the time I was 30 or 32. And it's one of those things where it's like I am like, oh my God, I feel like I haven't done enough. But then I also about to look again with some perspective and being grateful for where I am in life. And I think I've done plenty of things, and I also look at it as like there's still plenty to do.
Yep. With
the time that I have, and it's been very. Now that I'm 30, 32, and I'm getting a little older and everything, I'm looking at it also being like, what's next? Because like I had all these goals, and for the most part I've accomplished those, but I'm feeling myself change and being like, I'm like, what is 30s Darien into?
Yep.
Because now I'm like, I did all this shit in my fucking 20s, and now I'm here. I'm kind of like, cool. What's next? Like what? Like we're doing a fucking podcast. This is a lot of fun, but it's also like, what else do I want to get into?
We want to progress, and that goes into, like I've said in the past, how giving yourself props. Like I try to. Like I don't want to think about what I haven't done in my life. I want to, like, my mindset I've been working on is like, damn, I've done great things. I've experienced some cool stuff, and I've had weird times as well. But I try to focus more on what has happened and what I've accomplished, as opposed, and then I think that draws or brings me forward, thinking of where I want to continue going with what I'm doing, because certain things I'm not gonna be able to do every single fucking thing in my life, and nor do I want to. Like, I'm jealous of people that can jump out of fucking planes just for fun, but I don't think I could ever, like, I'm the guy that I would shit my pants up there. Like, I'm so terrified of heights that I don't.
Which is fair, because like we're not supposed to hop out of fucking planes.
But that's a thing. But that's like a bucket list thing. Like, maybe I'll do it if I'm on my deathbed in like a decade or something.
I think then I guess like with that there, it comes down to a question of like having like a genuine interest in launching yourself out of a plane, because sometimes like that's not what you're interested in. So I don't think that it's about like being like, oh, I feel like my life isn't gonna be fulfilled unless I launch myself out of a plane several miles in the sky. but
I mean, there's like bucket lists, and I think some of them are kind of cliche, but also like things that are on like every list or whatever.
Yeah,
and like you're saying, do I genuinely want to jump out of a plane? No.
Yeah. No,
So why should I feel the need like that should be a thing that
I think that just like everyone else in this fucking world, everyone has a bunch of things that they're interested in, and if somebody feels like, for me to feel like I'm alive and to get my fucking heart pumping,
Yeah.
if I have to throw myself out of a plane attached to another grown adult straddling me with their legs, then that's fucking then fucking go for it. But I think it's just another example of so many of the human experience being so different, because someone else's fucking their list could be like, listen, I want to go to a fucking 5-star restaurant, I want to go to a fucking Broadway fucking show, and after it gets all done, I want a fucking cheesecake, and I want to or I want a steak, and I want a smoky whiskey in a room by my fucking self. Like like it's all relative, and I think it comes down like what really gives you joy and shit. But yeah, I've never yeah, that's my point.
Well, and I mean, I wasn't trying to say like I want to jump out of a plane or I feel the need. I just think that that's like one of those things that you go to, like people that have gone skydiving say like you should do it before you die type of thing, and it's like, yeah, but like Dee's saying, like I would rather see a Broadway play than do something like that. And it's relative because it's different shit for different people. What do you want to have go on in your? What do you want to spend your time doing while you are alive on this planet?
Yeah, I guess in this case, like that like we have to look at those as like little mini experiences. Like you want to experience something, and if you not wanting to experience the rush of the Earth flying at you several fucking miles an hour, hey, that's fine. But
I'd be the guy screaming, and I don't want to pee myself attached to another man, like or woman that's in the same like weight bracket as me. Like I don't want to be strapped to anybody.
Yeah.
Like when I in the feeling that I would be feeling falling from the fucking sky.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've gotten like do you, all right, you've accomplished a lot, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, glow up of the century.
Thank you.
All right,
thank you.
You've accomplished a lot in your 33 years 32 years in this world.
I'll be 33 in the January.
Yeah. Like, do you have like any, like, doesn't need to be a list, but like, do you have any goals that you've been working on that you'd like to try and get done, or that you'd like to see realized by the time you're 40?
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, or I'm currently figuring out, not trying to. I'm currently figuring out like what I want to do with my time. And like I've been diving way more into hobbies and giving myself a chance to enjoy my time. And that's been a main goal for me, is just, you know, because like for a long time I was just like
chugging along,
like, well, just like pushed forward because we need to work to make money to do these things, but also enjoy life. And I've been giving myself more of a chance to do so, and being okay with that, because for a long time, like my brain just has, I've talked about it before, my brain kind of like, I can shoot myself in the foot before I try some things, or like, am I doing the right thing right now, or should I be taking care of this? Like I guess I'm just trying to spend my time doing things I enjoy. Like I've been fucking playing drums again, and I feel like that is progress. I'm not progressing towards playing in a group. If I end up playing in a group, I'm just enjoying playing fucking drums again. And I'm taking it like in a completely different style. Like Neil Peart from Rush.
Yeah.
What?
I almost said Pertnier. Sorry.
But Neil Peart, one of the greatest drummers of all time, from Canada, from the band Rush.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. He at one point stopped, like he took like, I don't know, a month off of playing drums, and then just relearned how to play drums in a different way. He went about it in a completely different mindset, because he wanted to think about it in a different way. And that's kind of how I'm going about this. Like I'm playing more of a jazzy hip hop style, which I played punk drums. I played drums in like punk and ska bands for like 12, 13, 14 years.
Did you get the scat, not the, I almost said the scat things.
The brushes. Yeah. I've got the brushes and then the nylon tip drumsticks. But I'm playing like a lot more stuff on the ride. I've been enjoying doing that, and I guess I've been working on my mentality changing of like, that's okay for me to do that. It's okay for me to work out. And because for years, like I think more of my 20s was spent worrying about making money to get myself to, frankly, where I am today. You know, like I'm very grateful for what I have. And now I'm teaching myself to be okay with kind of reaping what I sowed.
You sowed with drums?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. No, that's tight, man. Yeah, having like being able to look at something that you enjoy and then rewiring your brain to look at it in a different way is always really humbling. I feel like, would you say that it's humbling? Because then you can like,
oh, for sure. And that's why it's good, because it feels like I said, I went basically 2 years without setting a drum kit up and without playing drums. I hadn't gone that long in well over a decade. And it's very humbling, and it makes me feel it's like elementary again. Like it's just learning how to do the basics, and I still have some skill, but I'm not on it like I used to be. You know, it's not like riding a bike. It's not like
punching a hole through the fucking snare.
Right. Like yes, it's the rhythm section. So it's like literally getting the muscle memory going on with it's like gaining that again, but I'm going about it in a different way. Yeah, man. So it's been very fun. And I think humbling is like the most important part of it. Like definitely just going about it in a different light. Do you have anything that you're working on outside of like any particular goal, like with no goal in line, but you're maybe it's an endeavor that's just for you?
I've been wanting to jump more. I've been trying to define what that means, because I know I've been doing some of the art stuff for the pod and everything, but I've been
and you're killing it, by the way, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And getting the content rolling, man. But I've been wanting to dip my toes into more of the creative. But I've been having a hard time defining what that is. But I'm also like, but I also live and have this mindset being like, just go put your fucking shoes on. You start.
Yep.
Which is what you have to do. But for me, I sometimes get analysis paralysis on that, because I'm like, I know
exactly what you mean, man.
I know what it means to completely dedicate myself to something until I'm either really good at it or I fucking master it. Yep. And I've done that already once in my fucking 20s, and now I'm here. Or I fucking put my full heart and being into something, and this is where I am right now. Yeah. In a bunch of different small and big ways, which I'm really grateful for. But now I'm trying to redo that, and I want to go into more creative, but I'm also like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I've been getting really into like I have never done it, but I've been like, I have a bunch of weird voices I make. I should look and see what fucking voice acting would be fucking cool looking like. I think that's a rad fucking idea. That one, but then also I'm like, I like to draw. I love doing photography. But with the analysis paralysis, I don't want to get into the left or right side of the brain stuff, because I don't know what the fuck it is. But for me, like, I get a lot of my job is like looking at a problem and trying to fix it. Yep.
Very logical.
It's logical, but it's dealing in a very illogical space, because you're not.
But your brain is working in a logical manner. Like that's you figuring out logical things. Like you have to try to, like, it has a fact at the end of it.
Usually at the end of it, but sometimes the fact doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So it's just like it's reconciling two parts of my brain. There's a part of me that wants to break out and be creative and to sing and to write and all this other stuff, but then there's also part of me that actually finds real joy in helping other people get to where they're trying to go on those things. And it's hard, and it's been difficult for me to have both of those things live within me, and then also trying to go for the other. So there's also one part of me like, hey man, like, what do you really want to be doing? And I do a lot of things that bring me joy, but I also want to start like really focusing on them in a way that I hope is very and I wanted to make sure that I'm able to dedicate that time and really go in that direction so that I can feel like it's worthwhile, but also naming it and going in the direction. Sometimes that just means, and what I need to do is just fucking really put my foot into something and really work towards that. Yeah. But there's just life. And there's just trying to keep fucking lights on, keep roof over my head. So it's a bunch of different things to add into that.
And it sounds like we're kind of going through the same, like a similar thing of like figuring this type of thing out. Because do you think, like, are you having a hard time thinking like doing something for you, or is it just more so just not knowing what it is, like that you would want to do with your time?
I think it's the second one. I think that's like, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
Because I have all these different interests, and I have all these little talents that if I took more time to really dedicate to any of them, I think I'd be fucking rad at it. But I'm just like,
but I think that would be you doing that for you. You know what I mean? Because like,
I think that would be for me, but it's also, but there's doing what we have to do in this world so that we can maintain and survive, and then there's doing this other thing, and like also this is also a really fun thing I like to do like as well. So I also
but this is a given. We're talking outside of us doing food for worms, and
no, for sure, but it's like even then, like I have that creative spark within this, but I'm also looking like, but like where else do I want to put that spark? Where else do I want that spark to light some fucking fire? And there is some analysis paralysis, but then there's also like just trying to be mindful of the time that I have.
Yep.
Cause I know what it's like to fucking completely just dedicate myself to something until it fucking kills me a little bit, and then I rise out of the flames like a fucking phoenix, and then I figure it out. But
right. I don't know if that's the noise a phoenix makes.
I like to hope that it was.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I heard about it in a dream I once had.
Oh my god, I've had some weird fucking dreams lately, but that's a different conversation.
I have too, man. Yeah. It's been, and I'm not one to really remember dreams very often, but lately it's been coming in thick, they've been odd.
Hey, I feel like that, and then also like those little moments between the dreaming. And then also the world.
You mean like sleepy time?
Sleepy time gum juice, yeah. Between dreams and then like those little moments where we feel it in our chest, where you feel like there's your calling. And then I think that we should stop ignoring those moments and we should look into them for what they are. Like because when you're feeling something, you feel like I really want to dedicate my time to this. There's the realities of our world around us, where we just can't just completely drop our shit and then jump into this, but we can start working at it. And I know I'm saying this after just talking for 10 minutes about not sure what I want to do, but then there's like not ignoring our callings when we feel them. If you feel like if this feels like it gives you joy, you're interested in it, I'm all for fucking just exploring it, putting your fucking shoes on and just jumping into it a little bit. And if you don't like it, you have every fucking opportunity. You have every right to just be like, I'm good.
Well, and that's fighting through like the battle of the ego, because we've talked about imposter syndrome in the past, and like, like humbling yourself, it can be scary in something new, because you are kind of like, you're going at it with yourself. This is a new challenge for you. And it's easy to quit if you feel like you're inadequate, or like if I get self-conscious going into things like, am I going to be good at this? I don't know. So should I even try it? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of that paralysis analysis.
Analysis paralysis.
Analysis paralysis.
But yeah, I guess just to put a bow on it, like I want to start exploring creativity, the creative parts of my brain. I'm trying to define what that is.
I love that,
because there are so many different feelings I get from so many things. Like when I've taken like a picture I'm actually really proud of, when that feeling being like, I shot that was me, I did that shit. That's such a great, beautiful feeling that I really cherish. And then when I've had the opportunity to sing in bands, and the few bands I've been in, I've like when I've have a song that I love that I wrote and it's hitting in all the right ways, that fucking feeling, oh my god,
well,
it's
and
so good.
I was gonna say, like, when we have taken photos together, and like when you're doing like a photo shoot, or you've like taken photos or whatever, you you do get a twinkle in your eye that I don't see when you're doing anything else.
And then I'm dead on everything. I'm dead inside for everything else.
And
it's great.
That's not saying
I know.
not saying you don't have a twinkle in your eye doing other things, but it's just a completely different thing. You have a totally different energy when you're doing that, and I think it's something that you're getting for you out of it. You know what I mean? Like it's externally outside of the actual photograph and enjoying what the photograph looks like. Like just the process of taking photos. I just see you, you're very bubbly while you're doing it in a different way that you normally are bubbly.
I'm becoming more comfortable with it, but even then it's like,
you're killing it, man. I love the shit that you do. It's great. And, like I have a lot of, I keep talking about self-doubt, but like with photography, I love to take photography
you also have fucking fantastic.
Well, thank you. And that's not why I'm bringing up me.
But like, gas yourself up, bro.
I love to take photos, but I go into it a lot like already hating on the stuff that I'm doing. So like it a lot of times I don't want to even show people like the pictures that I take because I am very over analytical of my own things that I'm putting out there, and like, was this one good? Were these 20 of this thing good? No. Oh.
Hey, I think as long as we recognize it, that we like what we did and we put it out there and want to share it with the world. I think when we get to those points, when we feel comfortable enough to share it, I think that when we feel like we should share it, we should share it.
Well, I mean, we're doing that with you know, when we put out an episode, we also put out a photograph. And I think all of those were taken by you and I, or
there are very few photos.
There are a few that were not, but that's kind of like an extra little tidbit, or like just a little remnant of a little other side of us coming out with our audio platform.
You hear that, everybody? It's a revenant.
You folks are so rad. Yeah. I love our listeners. I don't want to.
Let's take a second to gas up our listeners real quick. Y'all are cool. Thank you so much. Also, sorry, but mostly thank you.
No, it means a lot that people, I think some people listen on the reg. Yeah. And so
we really wish that you would let us know.
yeah. Like, guys, hit us up, man. I want to hear more questions. I want to hear from our audience, our listeners. It's episode 40. Darien and I, we've almost been doing this a year, and I want to hear from you folks more. Not like, I just want to kind of have a conversation through your ear holes.
Yeah, come and ride in this existential Chrysler. Okay,
that's fucking so rad. Where did you hear that? Existential Chrysler.
Come and ride on this existential Chrysler that is the Food for Worms podcast, and just come, just talk about life, love, stress, and the pursuit of butt stuff.
Because this is like sometimes I don't always like feel like hopping on the mic, but like because I'm having like a personal weird day or something like that. But I'm so happy that I have this podcast, and I'm so happy that it really has done a lot for me just in like actualizing certain things I wasn't aware of about myself. And I think that's a big reason why I got back into playing drums. Good. And just certain endeavors I think in myself, outside of me being a mail carrier and a dad and a husband.
Absolute hottie. Yeah. And also, we're very grateful to hear when this podcast has been a source of levity for folks. Whereas as we're reaching towards the end, I just want to say, Lindsay, hi. I hope you're having a good day at work. Sorry if this is weird to you. You feel like you're creeping on us.
Hi, Linz.
Hi, Lindsay. Out there. So with that being said, are you cool if I read us out again?
Yeah, can my Pez dispenser read us out?
I don't know what that means, but I guess I'll just start. Thank you for joining us. If you want to submit, and we really wish you would submit more questions and topics to bit.ly/FFW grab bag, or contact us at foodforwormspodcast@gmail.com. Somebody left a question or a topic inside of an Instagram comment recently, which I forgot about, but I would I would have remembered to mention your question or topic if you had used the link that we put there. It doesn't matter.
We
but
check our
appreciate
emails
your
all the time, more than we check all the messages. So if you guys want to get in touch with us, please hit us up either through our email or the grab bag. We'd love to talk to you guys. So
from our existential to ride on this existential Chrysler. Remember to rate and subscribe. Food for Worms on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. You could be anywhere, but you choose to be here with us for some ungodly reason. We appreciate you so much for joining us. As always, check on your strong friends, tell your people you love them, and remember that you can't take any of this with you.
So don't be a dick.
Don't be a fucking dick. It's not that hard. You can be kind. You can be sexy. It's sexy to be kind. This has been what the fuck? Food for Worms. Sam, I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Thanks, folks. The Food for Worms podcast is a hella rad production.
It is recorded and mixed by Samuel Sarver.
Executive producers are Darien Washington and Samuel Sarver.
Theme music is Muffins by Dresden the Flamingo.
Find us wherever you get your podcasts and like, subscribe, and leave a review.
Because we need those reviews.
We do, and it helps people hear our stuff.
Pushes us right to the top. But on top of that, we also get that sweet ass validation. Sam, have you felt validated lately?
Sometimes.
I recently took up this new moniker. Play with me in this space.
What's your new moniker?
Validation Highlander. I used to be chopping fucking heads off, man. So stupid.
Fuck them bullies.
Fuck them bullies. You get it validated, and you get it validated.
And you, and you, and you.
Do you feel seen?
I'll cut your head off.
Oh my God.